Stay. Wednesday, yeah, nobody's here. Go! Girls. Girls. I know you, girl. You need some water. I know. Okay, there we go. Hey, Jane, you want some water? I threw the balls already. Girl. Where's the other one? I think he's still drinking. It's kind of overcast or whatever. It's like cloudy, and you can feel the sun, but not like if the sun was just, if there were no clouds. And then there's a slight breeze, just ever so slightly. You can see the leaves blowing. Give me the ball. Now look, I just said that, and the breeze picked up real nice. Hey, what are you doing? He's like chasing after that. Give me the ball. Hey, killer. Mary Jane, can I get this ball? Dinky grabs it. Give me the ball. She's ready. Okay. I remember Miss Dinky when she was growing up, or still growing up, but when she, I guess she's growing up, just getting her to play ball, fetch, or, chase the ball, or see, get the ball. She saw Mary Jane, though. Again, Mary Jane got her. Mary Jane teaches her the basics, and she follows right along. Whoa, she cut back. Slick, little girl, slick. Come on, Dick, let's get some water. Mary Jane, let's get some water. Get some more water. You gotta take a break every once in a while so she can get some water. Me too. I remember my water today. Good girls. Let's get them. You give it to me, you dropped it. Come on. You gonna lay down? Give me the ball. Girl, good girl. she started, she was getting psyched out. She was ready to go. And she said, no. Little girl. I tell you, she gives it her all, though, to keep over Mary Jane. She really does put a lot of effort into it. To show Mary Jane she's a big dog, too. It's almost 11 o'clock. We need a car. I can't believe my neighbor completely just did that. Hadn't believing about that van. And again, there just had to be something shady with the whole deal. Because when I was like, yeah, I'm going to get it, I got to get it in my name and all that. So, I'm responsible, what if something happens, on the road or whatever, it's my responsibility because, it'll be my vehicle. And he was like, yeah, well, until then, or yada, yada, whenever you need it, it's yours. Just say, give me the keys to my van. And I was like, yeah, no. Yeah, I don't want to, I didn't say it, but I was just like, nah. I don't want to be responsible for, and then something happened, like when I, and I wouldn't, yeah, no. I was like, in my head, I was just like, no. And, but then, so I got to see about registration and all that other stuff. So I'll make appointments and everything. And then I give, my neighbor all information, both the numbers, cell phone, home number, 2 emails, and of course just the address with my apartment number instead of their apartment number, which is right next door. But I haven't heard from him since, or and they lives right, I open my door and boom, there's their door. But I haven't heard nothing. And I was going to start paying. It was like a week, and I had balanced my budget out again or whatever, on paper, and Friday would have been back 2 weeks ago, or Friday would have been the first payment, and I had the receipt and everything ready, and I saw him on Wednesday, and I said, yeah, 2 days you'll be having some money, and we'll, if you're still serious about the van, and he was like, yeah, of course, and Friday came, Saturday came, Sunday came, Monday, and now again 2 weeks, and I hadn't heard one thing, you know what I'm saying, and when he, it really sucks, but again, because when he approached me about it, he was like, because they each have a car, and then they got the extra old, kind of run down or whatever, 20-something-year-old van, and he was like, yeah, you can give me $100 a month for $1,000. Dink. For $1,000, and I was like, what, you know, how much you want, like, for, you know, for down payment, you know, deposit, and he was like, oh, nothing, you know, we've known each other since Gally, his daughter, she's what, 10 or 11 now, and then little Carlos, before he was even born, but I was like, yeah, he was like, we know each other, you know, and I was like, yeah, and then he goes, I go, well, shoot, if that's the case, man, look, instead of 1,000, you know, I'll pay you 2,000, you know, like we're talking about in the payments and stuff, just because, you know, since you say that, because you know, and he was like, yeah, okay, that's cool, and I was like, yeah, you know, $1,000 extra, and then again, when I started talking about registering it and blah blah, you know, and you got to go through the smog thing, and again the register, and he showed me the registration. He was like, yeah, it's good till 26. And I was like, yeah, but I want to, you know, that's when I said I want to have it in my name, or, you know, so I'm the one responsible. And I don't know, then he said a couple things, you know, his car before, any new cars and before the van, he had a little, I don't know, a bachelor car or whatever, you know, a single dude, and then he's married and the kids, and blah, 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 so, and I was like, yeah, he goes, yeah, I traded it for the van, blah, blah, and I was like, I don't know what that has to do with anything, unless you're trying to tell me about registration, but he never did, and then again, when I saw him on the Wednesday, 2 days before, you know, supposedly he's going to give me the keys, I'm going to go register it, and then start paying him, he said, yeah, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And I was like, what does that mean? If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I was like, you shook my hand and you told me that, you know, because we've known each other forever, or, you know, but I didn't say none of this. Again, this was just popped into my head when he goes, if it's going to happen, it's going to, and I was like, well, I told you I was serious, and you told, you know, and so, my point is, if I would have had the van, or been able to get the van, me and these girls, because they need it, I need it too, but we'd get out of this racist neighborhood for a little while at least, and just, I don't know, just play and explore different areas with any vehicle, pretty much, I guess. Sucks. We need a car, or a truck, or a van. We'd like to have a van. Then if we were just out somewhere, we had our cooler full of snacks and food and stuff, and if we were somewhere we could just camp, kind of, you know. It'd be easier, a van, to keep a cooler and snacks, and for them to move about freely, but, you know, and yeah, it would just be so much better. She was going straight for a while, and you almost hit that tree, girl. You better watch what you're doing. You better watch that little rabbit. Girls, let's get some more water. Girl. No peace? She said no. Miss Dinky didn't want it either. See that one, pepperoni? So now they had one bottle of theirs, and then about half of my bottle. Now we're out of water. That's stuck on your lip. A leaf. He's like, no. Look. Dink. She sees a guy over there. Dink. Yeah, well, you don't lay on it. I was getting ready to go. We ready to go? The water's gone. I know it's good and to be out here and just run. That's why we had a vehicle. We could actually go like camping somewhere where and I could just sit down at a little campsite right there, and y'all could just run around and just stay outside for a day or 2 days. Or we're in California, I could just get a tent actually and pretty much put it right there in the park and camp there for 2 days and be as close as we are. I mean, it's not like, house is like next door here, but we could just walk down here and camp down here and be homeless for a couple nights. Just you have a camp spot. But this place, is crazy wild at night. With the crackheads and the meth heads and well, pretty much that, I guess. And it could be possible that, we could do it in 2 nights and it could be, come on, oh, and it could be actually, calm and peaceful. You could be anywhere from calm and peaceful to just, nice and private to, from there all the way up to hellscape, you know what I'm saying? To we die and everybody dies, it's a toss-up. It can seriously be anything from that to that. and there's no determining how bad it could, or will actually get. Because it can go from very peaceful. We could just be sitting there again to all of a sudden police chase and shootings or gang shootings. It could just, all of a sudden, boom. Miss Dinky, she's pretty much done. And Miss Mary Jane, the way it's got to be her breed, or breeds, but she'll get her fill of playing and running and get some energy out, and pretty much and be like, okay, I'm done, and then but not be done. She's like, okay, well, we're still gonna play. Let's play. Or when it's like, when she's like really like done, it's like, okay, let's go. And she's like, oh shoot, I can still get some playtime in, or she's like, I can still run real quick. Again, like children. I see you, girl. And jump on my leg. Did you want a piece? I'll throw it to your feet right there. Mary Jane, did you want a piece? I still see a little piece right there on the ground. Where is it? Right there. Of the pepperoni. The pepperoni type. You ready? Get some more water and let's go. Girl. You ready? Hey Jane, you ready? I've been thinking about lunch. I thought I might have said something. But I've been thinking about lunch already. There's some crazy person. And I don't really know what I thought of. Burritos. We could do burritos. The girls like burritos, but they're not too keen to the beans. And but I make burritos. I brown my meat if I'm going to use like turkey meat or hamburger meat, ground beef. But I brown the meat, and then I set some ground meat aside, some cooked meat aside for them. And then I put refried beans in with the meat, and then some like taco seasoning or something. And then what I do is I make the platter. So I'll put some beans and cheese in a tortilla, wrap it up, a few of them, like 4, let's say, depending on how big they are, I guess. And here comes that crazy person. And come here. And I would make 4 little burritos like that, and then and I put them all rolled up on a plate, and then I cover those burritos with my meat bean mixture and more cheese, and then, hey kitty, and then lettuce, tomato, whatever, sour cream, hot sauce, and then I eat them with a fork. But so I could have that. But that's a lot of cooking or heating or whatever. Hey, baby girl. Hey, baby girl. Good girl, baby. Sit down. Oh, wait. I was like, is that somebody? Is that a piece of tree? And I swear it still looks like a piece of tree. But, wow. Because it really looks like somebody sitting right there by the tree. And it is somebody. Wow, that jacket makes some camouflage. Wow. I seen that squirrel. Yeah, that jacket made him real camouflage. So when it's a tree, and they look even against the tree. Have a good day. That hole right there. I've seen people just push their dogs in there. Let them go running. And then stand by the hole. Till the dog gets done and comes running back to the hole.